the left, and Maidenhead Rowing Club on the right, the Buck Station.
Marlow definitely onto that second and third stroke a lot quicker than Maidenhead, getting the stroke rate right up in the early stages, but we'll see who's actually got more on the end of the oars as we come around the end of the island.
These young girls' crews scull so well. So impressed with Marlow when I saw them earlier in the regatta. We'll talk you through the crews when we get a little close look at them further down the course. But Maidenhead on the right of your picture, Marlow on the left, the umpires launch frames, and there's the island shot.
You certainly compare this to the other quads race we were looking at in the Queen Mother earlier, where they were coming right together, whereas these two quads both taken their own line, no steering shenanigans in this race just yet.
Yeah, that is sweet steering from the bow girl in the Maidenhead quad. Ava Losel-Daly, the 18-year-old, she's the oldest in that Maidenhead quad, and she's right along those, I guess, bow side or starboard side booms. I love that course. I mean, she's just come straight off the island. She's not been phased by the booms at all. Top quality steering for a Maidenhead Rowing Club.
I agree, and not an easy job, pretty unenviable job, where you're asking a lot of yourself physically to have to triangulate against the booms and all the other manifest distractions going on at the Henley course.
So Marlow Rowing Club have the lead at the quarter mile, and you can see from those signals the number one is just marginally ahead, but Maidenhead have a great overlap, all to play for in this race. Very, very tough to call. We're looking at the Marlow bowwoman closest to us, Yona Haley, the 17. She's returning Diamond Jubilee finalist and looking to be in the international team. And she is laying the power down. I'd say that Marlow Rowing Club have something like 2/3 of a length there, Stan.
Yeah, I was going to say half a length. It's in that margin, isn't it? Just coming around to stroke side now a bit, Marlow, and then correcting. It's just going to cost them a little bit, but they've taken a pretty good line so far. And as you say, Martin, I suspect half a length, 2/3 of a length for Marlow right now.
Yeah, it is Yona Haley, the 17-year-old, who's steering up in the bows from Marlow Rowing Club. And I'm sure Pete Chambers is going to be pleased with the rhythm they say. I mean, if you could have said to Pete Chambers, you know, your girls will be over a length clear at the barrier, he'd have bitten your hand off, wouldn't he?
That's right. I think this programme that Jamie Axon's pulled together has produced a very fast quad who are going to look to go all the way in this competition. Yeah,
they fielded 4 women's quads, I think, for this regatta, which is sensational. And really strong back end there. You see the way the bodies come in, Stan. They're really giving some definition to that stroke at the back end.
It's true, they really use the bodies and the arms there. The risk with that is that you bounce the boat a bit, and that just is a bit of extra movement you don't need that can upset the rhythm. But for all that, they're making use of it. They're getting it on the end of the blades at the finish, and they're putting a lot of distance into this Maidenhead crew.
Yeah, Maidenhead really rode a nice, beautiful rhythm off the start. They steered a great line. They are really putting a foot wrong, but they are up against a stronger quad. The Marlow quad looks set fair for the final of the Diamond Jubilee Challenge Cup for junior women's quadruple sculls. Here they come. Looking at our camera. Sweet in on the front end. There's nothing to, you know, there's no sort of dramatic smack at the front end. They're kind of like picking the water up, pinching the boat, just a little squeeze at the front end. It's quite poised, isn't it?
You're right, and for all the extra force they get on it at the finish, they're out the back nice and quickly into the next stroke. I like their style. And this Marlow crew, they've not yet been seriously challenged at this regatta. Beat Shrewsbury School by 5 lengths a couple of days ago, beat Mercantile Rowing Club of Australia by almost 4 lengths yesterday, and it looks like they are putting a similar margin into Maidenhead Rowing Club today.
Well, if Marlow do go through, they'll face the might of either Tideway Scullers School or Whitcliffe College A, who are fantastic crews, both of them. So we're seeing the Marlow crew there. There's Yona Haley, the 17-year-old, and just in front of her, Lauren Kennedy, the 17-year-old.
You can just see Lauren Kennedy there. She's got a stroke coach in front of her, the pink box just in front of her. And that's interesting. It just shows that she wants to keep an eye on the stroke rate, so it's not all up to Eve Pinson in the stroke seat just to unilaterally set the rhythm. They are together working on maintaining this high-tempo rhythm.
Yeah, Lauren Kennedy going to GB trials in a single sculler, so she's really mature, really confident. Sure, she's given the calls. Aoife Turner, the free-woman in the Marlow boat, she's set to take, this is her third regatta, but it's the first time that Aoife has been in the Diamond Jubilee Challenge Cup. And competing in the lineup is Eve Pinson, whose mum rode at Ratcliffe in the States, and then again I think at Oxford.
Well, that's a lot of rowing pedigree in that boat.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, how good does that feel, semi-final, with that kind of margin between you and your opponents, Maidenhead Rowing Club?
I mean, it feels fantastic, but they're not slowing down right now. They're staying on their race pace. They're not letting them back in the door just yet. Maybe they'll allow themselves in the last couple of 100 meters just to ease off, mindful of the run they've got down the course tomorrow.
Yeah, looking down the course, this is the course. What a fantastic view. The crowd's on the left in the Stewards' enclosure, St Mary's Church, right at the end of the course where they're aiming for the two quads, racing flat out. There's the women from Marlow. Sensational shots we're getting here. And let's take a look at the women from Maidenhead. We talked about, there we see, there's the back of Arva Losel-Daly, the oldest in the boat at 18. It's a young crew. Riley Murphy in the two-seat just in front of Arva is only 16. Yona Parcell-Origi, the 17-year-old, you can just see her hair in a bun. And Neve Campbell, the 17-year-old stroke, well, she's closest to us now, Neve. I think that crew has been a fantastic unit down the course. Brilliant to see from Maidenhead Rowing Club.
I agree.
Steve Hughes coaches it. Fred Smallbone and Victor Kleshnev have helped out on the coaching. The Henley Steward and silver medalist from the Montreal Olympics in '76.
Yeah, take nothing away from this Maidenhead crew, who've been very sharp and smooth down this course. Looks like they're just having a little bit, it's just looking a little bit ragged now, as it is wont to do in these closing stages of a semi-final at Henley.
Yeah, and one thing I should mention is at least 3 of the young girls from Maidenhead go to Holyport College. It's a state boarding school just a hop across the M4 to Maidenhead. And credit to that school and credit to the club for the partnership and producing such a great crew. But it is Marlow Rowing Club's A crew. They have lots of women's crews in this regatta, and they will take the buzzer to go through to the final of the Diamond Jubilee Challenge Cup. Maidenhead Rowing Club, great scull from those 4 young women. But confirmation of result, Marlow Rowing Club